open with an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Yeah, well, this is a long way to get here. We're really, really excited to be here. I was talking to Coach Morris when I walked in, and when I was an assistant here, we were fortunate enough to play home and homes with these guys. Very few Florida teams, and Kevin O'Sullivan's a good friend of mine, and I try to beg him to come out and play a 3-game series, and he just won't leave the state. So it was nice to play here in 02. Back they came out in 03 and come out in 04, and this place certainly has changed a lot. It's really, really, a really wonderful place, and there is so much history, and we are proud to be here. We're excited. It's a grind. The whole year is a grind. There's no question about it, especially when you're playing good baseball, and we felt we matched up against a lot of good people. So, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to compete, and I know Coach's team is a really talented team, and it sounds like just on paper and looking at scouting reports and video, it's going to be a real competitive regional. I think everybody understands how to play the game of baseball, and I think that's a lot of fun to watch, and the chess matches and the pieces from where the vantage point from where we sit are a lot of fun when that happens.
Questions?
Coach, from an overall perspective, were you surprised in any way there weren't any West Coast regional hosts this year?
Yeah, I think that's been, a big buzz out there, and I think nationwide. If from the standpoint of the RPI, which obviously is becoming extremely important, just in the optics of how things work, I don't think that we deserve sites out on the West if you're going strictly on RPI. I think how they did the hosting sites, I think is really fair. I do think there's some teams out there that certainly deserve to probably get in the field as well. Everybody's resume has, good blemishes and positives, and there are certainly some teams that I think deserve to be in it from out there. But as far as the sites, I think it's fair. We've sat there for a long time. Coach Marcus at Stanford was always the outlier at always bidding when they were really, really good for a long period of time. And we all wanted to get shipped out. That was kind of our deal, because what happens is exactly what's happening in this regional. You've got Stetson, you've got Florida Atlantic, you got Miami, and we're the outlier coming into this state. Whereas when we hosted, it was Fresno State, Arizona, and USD and us. So you kind of knock the West against the West for a while, and then all of a sudden, you're like, hey, we'd love to go out and go to Starkville or go to South Carolina or whatever it may be. So now we got our wish, in the big picture. So it'll be interesting, to see how just see how the parity is and how everything stacks up. But I don't have a problem with the sites. I think a lot of us probably have our opinions about the actual teams that got in, or the last 4 in and the last 4 out.
You guys obviously had a longer travel than all these other teams, the 2,000-mile flight. How do you guys adjust to that travel and get ready to play?
Well, I asked them if they can put those cold zone things in there in our dugout, but no. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just the humidity. We were in the Gainesville Regional in 14, and that you could have called that the rain regional, because the amount of time that we spent waiting around was unbelievably long. And from a time standpoint, I think we tried to adapt as soon as we found out we got in. We get them up early, we practice early. We get used to the time as much as we can to change their clocks before the actual clocks start here. But for the most part, I think our guys, from an adrenaline standpoint, I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to enjoy it. There's a lot of guys on this team from the 14 team, but there's also a lot of new guys on the team. So, some of them aren't going to be able to feel their feet or their legs at the beginning of games. Just like when we finished up with Fullerton at the end of the year, that was we played in some big games, so those are fun to play in and prepare us for events like this.
Anything else for Coach? Okay. Thank you, Coach.